Hi everyone, it's me, Spring, the fiber enthusiast, and welcome to my channel. Today's tutorial is going to be on a single colored Harlequin stitch, which gives these kind of triangle looks. It is harder to tell with single color than it is a bicolor or tricolor or several colors, but we're going to start today with how to do it in a single color. Just our basic Harlequin stitch. All right, so go ahead and grab your yarn and your hook, a pair of scissors, and let's get started. For today's hook, I will be using this beautiful D-size hook that I received in some winnings from DOY Creations. Standard pair of scissors, and today's cake of yarn that I pulled out of my scrap bin is some baby weight blue, some older red heart, just a random ball of yarn, nothing special. That's why I'm using the size D crochet hook. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing you're going to do is place a slip knot on your hook and chain 41. Now, for the Harlequin stitch, your multiples is 8 plus 1. But for this particular video, I am chaining 41. It gives you a good long range of repeats to go over and get a good visual. We are going to be doing this in a solid color for this tutorial. Go ahead and chain 41 and I will meet back up with you. Okay, I now have my 41 chains and we're going to be working into the 5th chain from the hook. Remember, this is just a loop in standard crochet. So what I like to do is turn my chain on its side and work into those back loops only. And I will count back to the 5th chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 right there. Into that 5th chain, we are going to work the following: 3 double crochets, chain 1, and 3 double crochets, all into that very same chain. There's 2 and 3, chain 1, and 3 more double crochets into that same chain. This is going to be your repeat across following this group. You're going to skip the next 3 chains and single crochet into the 4th. Now, when you work all of these stitches in this chain, it's going to tighten up the chain after it. So make sure that you're not forgetting the very next chain. Make sure to count it. So 1, 2, 3, and into this 4th chain, I'm going to single crochet. Now we're going to skip 3 again and go into the 4th chain. So 1, 2, 3, and into the 4th chain. We're going to work that same group of 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet, all into that same chain. It's 2, 3, chain 1, and 3 more double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. Remember to keep an eye on that very next chain that you don't miss it. So 1, 2, 3, and into that 4th one is where we're going to single crochet. Continue working across. You will be ending with a single crochet into the very last chain. I will meet up with you at that point. All right, so I am down here at the end and there's 4 chains left. I'm going to single crochet into that very last stitch, the very last chain, and that will be the end for row 1, which is your setup row. For the remaining rows 2 through 5, those are your repeat rows. Okay, so let's begin row 2. Row 2 begins with a chain 3 and turn your work. 1, 2, 3. Turn your work around. We're going to skip that single crochet and we're going to be working over the next 3 double crochets. We're going to double crochet 3 together. So yarn over, insert your hook into the first double crochet. Yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and go through 2 only. Yarn over, go into your next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2 only. Yarn over, go in through your next loop, your next stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and go through 2 loops only. Now we're going to crochet them all together to complete this double crochet 3 together. You now have 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all 4 of those loops. We're now going to chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. The next step, we are going to double crochet 6 together. That is going to be your repeat. We're going to be working over the next 6 double crochets, skipping this chain 1 space and our single crochet. So go ahead and yarn over, insert your hook into the next double crochet, yarn over and pull up a loop. Yarn over and go through 2. Yarn over, go into your next, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2. Yarn over, insert your hook into the next, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over and go through 2. We've now got our 3. We're going to skip that single crochet, yarn over, insert your hook into the next double crochet, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over and go through 2. Yarn over, go into your next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over and go through 2. Yarn over, go into your next stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and go through 2 only. You will have 7 loops on your hook and you will be ending right before your next chain 1 space. Yarn over and go through all 7 loops that are on your hook and chain 7. That is your repeat for this row. When we get down here to the very end, I will show you how to finish off row 2. So I am finishing up with my last chain 7. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And we have this chain 1 space, 3 double crochets, and this chain here at the end. We're going to do like we did at the beginning, and we're going to work over these last 3 stitches together. So double crochet 3 together. Again, you will have 4 loops on your hook for the 3 together. Yarn over and go through all 4. And then we're simply going to place a double crochet in the top of that chain. And that will end row 2. You now have 3 together on each end, chain 7s in between, and your 6 together 4 times. Okay, let's begin row 3. To begin row 3, you're going to chain 3 and turn your work. 1, 2, and 3. Turn your work over. And now I'm going to be placing, and you can do this in 2 different ways. You can place it at the bottom of this chain or into the same stitch that your chain is coming from. That's where I will be working, in this little eye here, from where we grouped those 3 stitches together. You're going to place 3 double crochets into that little eye. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to work over this chain 7 and into this chain 1 space. So we're going to single crochet those 2 together, going into that chain 1 space, under your chain 7, yarn over, pull up a loop, and single crochet. Now we're going to work into our next eye. Again, as I showed before, you can work into this little eye where all of those stitches are grouped together, or some work it at the beginning of the following chain. I work into the eye. I prefer the look of it better. So we're going to do all of the following into that eye. 3 double crochets, chain 1, and 3 double crochets. It's 2, 3, chain 1, and 3 more double crochets. And that is your repeat across. We're going to single crochet into that chain 1 space, grabbing that chain 7 and single crocheting them together. And then you simply work that group into your next eye. And we're going to work all the way down here to the very end, where I will pick up and meet up with you to complete row 3. Okay, so I have just completed my last single crochet over that chain 7 and chain 1. We're going to go into this very last eye and place 3 double crochets into that last eye down here. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And then to complete row 3, you're just simply going to place a double crochet into the top of your chain, that turning chain. And that will complete row 3. Okay, so let's begin row 4. To begin row 4, you're going to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and turn your work. You're going to skip your first single crochet, and we're going to work over the next 6 double crochets, skipping that single crochet in between them. So we're going to double crochet 6 together, beginning in our next stitch, just as we have done on the prior row of double crocheting 6 together. Once you have the 6 halfway done and 7 loops on your hook, you'll yarn over and pull through all 7 and chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And now we're going to repeat that all the way down here to the end. When I have reached the last little bit of row 4, I will join back up with you and show you how to complete row 4. All right, so let's go ahead and finish up row 4. I just completed the last of the 6 together. I'm going to yarn over and chain 1, 2, and 3. That's going to be the end of that. Now we're going to go over here and single crochet at the top of that turning chain on the row below. So here is what we have at the very end of row 4. Now we're going to begin our very last row, row 5. You're going to chain 1 and turn your work over. You're going to skip that first single crochet and the chain 3, and we're going to work into this eye right here. And we're going to be placing the 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet. So there's 1, 2, and 3, chain 1, and 3 more double crochet back into that same stitch. Now we're going to come over here to our chain 1 and chain 7, and we're going to single crochet them together. Just like such. And now you're going to work that same repeat. 3 double crochets into that next eye where all of those 6 stitches are grouped together. So 3 double crochets, chain 1, and 3 double crochets all into that same stitch. Again, we're going to skip over to that single chain and the chain 7 and single crochet them together. Go ahead and continue working towards the end of the row, and when we get to the end of the row, I will meet back up with you to show you how to complete the last row, row 5. Okay, down here at the end of row 5, I've completed that last grouping of 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets. Now we're going to place a single crochet in that first chain of this turning chain over here. So not in the top of the chain where we normally would place it. We're literally going to the very bottom of it, that very first chain, and single crocheting into it. And that is the end of row 5. You will simply repeat rows 2 through 5. I will put timestamps in the description box below for rows 1 through 5. I hope that you have enjoyed this tutorial on the Harlequin stitch. All right, everybody, be blessed, be a blessing, and until next time, bye for now.